So you mean you have no obligation of reporting to police a life-threatening emergency whilst it still happens? You wait until it calms down, then you can report it. Is that what you are saying on record?
You are watching SA Trending Updates. Please consider subscribing and hit that bell notification.
Actually, I would plead with G4S not to answer my questions with apologies, because I won't forgive them. One, every report points out that the incident broke out at 3 a.m. You come here, you speak about 4 a.m. How would you react to a statement that says, you are a private company in private-public partnership with the state that is dishonest, that came and deliberately misled the People's Parliament? What would be your reaction to that?
Honourable Chair, committee member, I would disagree with that statement. We have tabled to the committee all the facts available to us. I can ask Mr. Bijleveld to fill you in on the events of the fire, because he investigated this. He's much better briefed than what I am. But what I can say to you is, when there were reports of smoke, they were ignored, and to our knowledge, the fire was detected at 4 o'clock that morning. The individuals who were manning the control room... So you still maintain that fire was detected at 4 o'clock? There was smoke detected at 3 o'clock. That was not...
So fire started at 2:30, but your smoke detectors detect that fire at 4 a.m.
Honourable Member,
is that what you're saying?
Honourable Member, I have no knowledge, and I don't know what the source is that suggests that the fire started...
And the fire is an emergency. So whatever system you put as an emergency system reports an emergency immediately. So you say fire breaks out at 2:30 a.m., but your detectors detect it at 4 a.m. Is that honesty? Is that the kind of honesty you want to bring to this Parliament and the people of South Africa?
Honourable Member, as I said before, I have no knowledge and I have no proof that the fire started at 2:30.
Okay, fine. Was Bester moved to cell 35 on the 28th of April or on the 30th?
He was, well, I'll get Mr. Bijleveld to answer that question.
He was moved on the 30th, Honourable Member.
Okay, not a problem. The incident happens at 3 a.m. Reported to police at 11 minutes past 6 a.m. What were you doing with the corpse, with these corpses in between this time? Are you forensic pathologists?
Honourable Member, and again, Mr. Bijleveld can take you through the events of that morning, but allow me to say that our first response was to extinguish the fire. Once the fire had been extinguished, and the door had to be opened to extinguish the fire fully, the cell was cordoned off, and no one entered that cell, to my knowledge, other than the nurse and the doctor who had to attend to the person until the police arrived. The scene, to my knowledge, was not contaminated until the police arrived. But I can say to you the police were called.
So you mean you have no obligation of reporting to police a life-threatening emergency whilst it still happens? You wait until it calms down, then you can report it. Is that what you are saying on record?
Not at all. The fire was detected. The fire personnel were immediately dispatched to the cell, and the fire was put out. That was our immediate emergency, was to put the fire out. The second emergency was to attend to the person in that cell. That was the second emergency.
What were you doing? What do you mean attend?
To see whether the person was still alive and could be saved. Those two matters, in our view, took precedence, and only then was it important to call the police services. And perhaps Mr. Bijleveld can confirm whether some of these actions took place concurrently. But Honourable Member, our first priority was to put out the fire for fear that it could spread, and the second priority was to attend to the person in that cell.
Sorry, Honourable Ola. I think you raise an important point, and I don't want us to pass without clarity on that particular point. Honourable Ngola says the fire broke out at 2:30, and your system by 4 o'clock had not picked up that. Would you conclude that that will be at least a gross incompetency?
Honourable Chair, I'll ask Mr. Monyanti to answer that question, and perhaps he should start by informing the committee of the fire system, if any, that we have in the facility.
Thank you, Honourable Chair. Honourable Member, I would like to highlight that in the whole entire centre, we don't have any smoke detectors. We are heavily relying on the human beings when they pick up unusual behaviors to can report. Thank you.
So what does he mean when he says the smoke was detected at 4 a.m. if you have no smoke detectors?
Honourable Member, what we are trying to say is, based on the video recording that we have, seen the time slots that are appearing on the screen, that's where the times are quoted from. Not necessarily to say we've got a fire detector in all the sections. We don't have such in that present.
Fine, Chair. We'll attend to TCS to check if such a kind of facilities do qualify to be in the PPP without a smoke detector. The second question, Chair, is around the issue of what your security solutions expert says. That a man enters the server of some kind at almost 20 to 8 p.m. on the 2nd of April 2022. Now, DVRs are not working until 11 minutes past 4 in the morning after you have actually detected the smoke. But that it further says, when there is a malfunction in the DVRs, it automatically reports to the control room operators. Was it reported? Who was working at the control room during that night of the incident? Has this reported to the control rooms? If the answer is not in the affirmative, why did the DVRs not report the malfunction to the control room operators?
Honourable Member, Mr. Bijleveld can tell you who was in the control room that evening. What I can say to you is, of the 3 members that we suspended very soon after the incident, and of the 3 members that we dismissed for not following policies and procedures, 2 of them operated the control room that night. Mr. Bijleveld can give you the names of those individuals.
The one was a lady, Natasha Jansen. The other person was Frans Makotsa. Those were the 2 people that was working in there. And then, just on clarification, Honourable Member, the system do not give you a report that the recordings are not working. I can confirm that, and you can determine that as well by asking the question to Integriton, who will be available to you. Because as far as my knowledge is concerned, and in the investigation, that does not appear on the screen if the recordings are not working.
That's fine, let's pass. Did you do a forensic investigation on what actually caused the fire? If the answer is in the affirmative, what are the findings of that forensic investigation? What actually caused the fire inside the prison cell?
Honourable Member, no, we did not do a forensic investigation. So
you don't know what caused the fire in the prison cell?
No, we don't.
Okay. No, leave it like that. You don't know what caused the fire in the prison cell. You are operating.
We suspected the accelerant.
No, we are not going to operate on suspicions. I am saying you do not know what caused the fire in a prison cell. You are operating.
Honourable Member, I'm trying to answer your question.
No,
Respect-
you said you did not do any forensic investigation
And
and you don't know what caused the fire. What are you answering now?
I want to explain why we didn't do a forensic investigation. As I
2
said-
seconds. My time is running. I will submit my views about it in the committee deliberations, Chair, not now. Let's go down.
You're watching SA Trending Updates. Please consider subscribing and hit that bell notification.